Well, Slunch, I do buckaroos. Welcome to Cocktail Hour with Whiskey Whisper. Even though it's vodka, it's not whiskey. I know. Just didn't seem right to say Vodka Whisper. Hey, I've got my nicknames, man. I didn't give them to myself. Sometimes shit just happens, man. Trader Joe's Versatile Spirit Vodka, distilled from grapes. This vodka makes its presence known in a prescribed manner. Careful distillation creates... I cannot read it. For the spirit versatility, California grown grapes, Cabernet, Sauvignon, Merlot, and Chardonnay, no less, have been transformed, alchemy question mark, into this clean spirit brightening vodka at 80 proof. You know, sometimes I'm a whiskey guy. I always have been, but once in a while, gosh, just a vodka martini sounds good. Now, lately I've been I've been discovering gins. I've been starting to acquire an appreciation for them, but for me, there's just something special about a dirty vodka martini. And with this one, I've got 2 ounces of the vodka. I've got 1 ounce of some olive juice from a blue cheese stuffed olives, and then 2 blue cheese stuffed olives in the cocktail. I haven't tasted this on its own yet, so I'm gonna pour. I did make a cocktail with it last night, the same one I'm having right now, but I didn't try it on its own. I didn't try it neat or straight up, if you will. Obviously, you can tell it's been in the freezer. It's okay to do that with vodka. So don't do it with whiskey. Don't do it with whiskey. Please don't do that with whiskey. But vodka's okay, man. Oh, yeah, ain't bad at all. So when I had it in the cocktail, it felt very clean. I wasn't getting any of that, bottom shelf vodka burn. This is a Trader Joe's product, so obviously I knew I wasn't getting a top shelf vodka. But I wasn't expecting a bottom shelf either, and it isn't. It is somewhere in the middle there, but the price is closer to not very bottom shelf, but somewhere between bottom and middle. And as most Trader Joe's products are, they're really closer to the higher echelon than the lower. Yeah, ain't bad at all. There's a little bit of sweetness going on, but there's no burn at all, which is what you're going to get. It's not like drinking, well, I don't want to mention any names, but it's not that bottom shelf stuff you buy in the plastic jug, you know what I mean? that just burns like you just took a big swig of rubbing alcohol. But I wanted to try some as is, because in this cocktail, I tell you, I had one last night. In this cocktail, it's just amazing. And I do like it dirty. I do like that bit of olive juice. I don't use any vermouth in here at all. I know some with the dirty still use a little bit of dry vermouth. I prefer not. Because that's why I'm having it dirty. I'm bypassing that vermouth. I'm bypassing that altogether, man. I'm not a fan. Let's lunch it. Wife was running a couple errands, so I thought I had a nice day, so I want to come out and visit my bar. I haven't been able to in a while. We had a couple cool evenings, a couple nights it got cold enough to frost, so it's not as buggy as it has been. It's a little nicer. It's about mid-70s out here, so it's about perfect just to sit out here and relax. We're getting close to that time where I'm going to be in the house all the time, so when I can, I want to get out here. Because I've got my fridge right there. I got my beer fridge right here. It's handy to be out here in the garage. My little corner, my little sanctuary. I got this little 6 foot. it's not much, but it's just my little slice of heaven right here. My dad's old bar that my oldest brother bought my dad way back when. Late 60s, I think 68, 69, he bought this old bar, and it's a little beat up. And there's some there's a couple holes in the vinyl there, and other things at this point, but it's still standing after all this time. And this thing went through some stuff. I'm here to tell you. It was in our extra room there that Dad had built when I was a kid. It was there for, I went through a lot of parties from my parents and then my sisters and then myself. And this whole bar, if this bar could speak, it would be probably somewhere between R and X rated. It wouldn't be kid friendly, that's for damn sure. But this thing saw some stuff. It's seen some things, man. It'd probably need therapy, so like, anyways, I digress. My wife found these glasses at a thrift store. They're really neat, aren't they? If you can tell there, it's a hollow stem. It goes all the way to the bottom. It's hard to tell with this particular drink, but you can see it well with others. When I've made a Manhattan, you can really tell. But being clear and all, it's not as visible. But they're really neat. I mean, I really like a really neat kind of elegant glasses. And I've been called a lot of things. But elegant has never come up in conversation. I've never once been called elegant. I know that's hard to believe, but nevertheless, man. Nevertheless. Anyway, I digress. Oh, gosh, that is so good. Yeah, the martini. The martini is typically a before dinner cocktail, right? It's when where you're getting ready. So, when you go out for drinks before dinner. Stimulates the appetite. Whereas a Manhattan and Old Fashioned really are more of an after dinner. They're more of a digestif, right? But this vodka ain't bad. I can't remember the price on it. It was. I mean, it was rather inexpensive. Let's say. I mean, it was more expensive than the plastic jug with the handle, but it was a lot less than other names. And quite frankly, it's every bit as good as those, if not better than most of them. At twice the price I paid for this. Guess it. Anyway, as much as I like my beer, the older I get, I'm kind of getting away from as much beer. I kind of enjoy the cocktail, so I'm trying to balance it a little bit. Obviously, you can't have, I like to make a nice cocktail, so I'm not having as many. I was having an issue when I was on vacation, drinking more than a couple of beers at a time. I really had to space them out and pace myself because I just, you get so bloated. But cocktails, on the other hand, yeah, see, that's where the pacing comes in, because it's just easy to drink the spirits. And for me, I think, I think genetics comes into play. Because my family has been known to put it away. I know my grandfather on my dad's side and his brother had some issues with alcohol. I know my dad could put it away. My dad was one of those drinkers. Dad was an all-in drinker, right? If Dad opened that fifth, it was gone or he was passed out. I mean, that's just the way it was. If Dad had one beer, he had a 12-pack. I mean, Dad wasn't a couple beers and quit guy. So I had to kind of condition myself as I got older, because growing up, you drink like your role model. So growing up, I drank like my dad did until I started seeing other patterns. And then I thought, okay, married, I have kids. You cannot drink like that. You either have to change your pattern or quit drinking. So I kind of changed, kind of redeveloped how I approached alcohol. And it's been an ongoing process, in all honesty. But I have learned to have a couple cocktails and say, okay, or have a couple beers. Okay, we need to relax a little bit. We might have some more later, but we're going to take a breather. But you don't have to let your past define you. You don't have to let genetics define you. You can kind of change patterns if you desire to do so. The thing is, I'm not going to say I don't like the buzz or the feeling. I'm not going to lie to you and say that. But I like drinking. I enjoy the process, right? I enjoy making the cocktail. I enjoy formulating the cocktail. So for me, it's an entire process. It's putting together it's the recipe or formulating the cocktail. It's making the drink. It's then observing the drink. It's then drinking the drink. It's for me, it's a whole process. It's not about pouring some into the glass to get drunk fast. And again, that's just something that I've tried to teach myself over the years for it to not be about solely the buzz or getting drunk. It's about the process. And once you learn that, once you're able to appreciate the process, then that buzz, for lack of a better term, is nice, but that's not why you're drinking. You're drinking for the enjoyment of drinking. You're drinking because you enjoy putting everything together, the taste of the alcohol. There's a lot of folks that don't like the taste of alcohol, but they drink it anyway. That's why they put all these other ingredients in. But for me, I love the taste, and I knew that could be a problem because I enjoy good products. I enjoy the taste of them. I don't need to drown them out with other flavors. So I knew it could be an issue if I didn't change, a learned behaviors. So, but again, for me, it's just, making a good drink is very important. And I get enjoyment out when I make a cocktail for somebody else if they enjoy that. So, mercy. Anyways, I digress. But I digress, man. The dirty vodka martini. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer. We're just going to skip to the end. Say all around. Good guys, luncheon.